God. I am resident of Colwood for YouTube. Joel Sains, that is E.D. Lewis. We're here to talk Uncle Nicholas Blair. Well, Nicholas Blair, but we all call him Uncle Nicholas because he's everyone's favorite Uncle Warlock. Uh, he no- so Barnabas and Dr. Julia Hoffman are looking for Angelique's portrait. They cannot find it anywhere in the great house. Barnabas comes downstairs and shakes his head no, yeah, the hit may have not been successful here. And Roger just magically pulls the painting out from behind somewhere, which looks more faded than anything I've ever seen in my life. And it's because Angelique is near death, if that's even possible. And then there's a knock on the door, and there's Barnabas answers the door, and there's this gentleman wearing gloves and wearing a top, wearing a hat. He looks straight out of an episode of the original The Avengers. Uh, and it is actor Humpert Allen Alstrado playing Nicholas Blair. There was build up to this. I'll get to that in a moment. I want to. So, Ed, man, what did you think of Nicholas's debut?
I don't know if there has been a better entrance for a character. And I quite agree. He looks like someone who works alongside John Steed from the Avengers.
He does. He does. He Humbert could have been one of the Avengers, quite literally. He looks good here. The white lines you see in his hair or makeup, that's not part of his real hair. So that's a little effect there for him. Now, was there build up to this character? Hypothetically speaking, kind of, sort of. There was a little more build up to him than it's kind of sort of similar to Angelique. Angelique had little to no build up because the only thing you hear is a wicked woman laughing in the mausoleum. That you could say that was Angelique if you liked it, because we've never heard a wicked woman laughing. Now, prior to Nicholas Blair, the only other Blair mentioned is Bert Devlin's attorney. But this here, when Cassandra Collins, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Angelique, uh, is is visiting Dr. Eric Lane for whatever reason. And yes, I'm saying whatever because I forget why she was visiting him. She introduced, I'm Cassandra Blair. Blair? What? 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 So that was my reaction when I heard it. And that is Nicholas Blair's last name. That's Blair, Nicholas's last name, which is Blair. Um, Now, Nicholas gets to stay in Collinwood for a while. He gets his own room. So they're rolling out the red carpet for Cassandra's brother. So I have a question for you. When Barnabas comes to the door, opens the door, he says, "Nice to meet you, Mr. Collins." You think Nicholas is doing this on purpose? He knows who Barnabas is before he introduces himself.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he was well aware of pretty much everybody at Collinwood at this point.
Yeah, here's we're gonna learn so much craziness about him. We learned that he's the guy who sold the antique shop Angelique's portrait because I believe it's Professor Stokes who recognizes him or somebody recognizes him. Again, I'm old, so I'm going to forget things about certain aspects, so forgive me. Yes, you can call me out on it in the comment section. I don't give a shit. So I say that in jest. But another thing too here, it's Victoria Winter says you're a warlock. He goes, "Am I?" And yes, yes, he's a warlock. Nicholas is going to basically get his own house. The Collins' family are going to get him a house. Before all that happens, though, uh, Dr. Eric Lane is going to get killed off. Uh, my One of my favorite sequences is during the dream sequence is because it has not worked. And the next thing I know, because it hasn't worked at all. You literally have a situation where Aunt Cassandra has an axe and is going to murder Adam. She's figured it out. She's heard the recording, ED. This is not good. Adam looks like he's going to get the axe. Cassandra, Laura Parker looks like a serial killer on a mission here. And who's in the room but Nicholas? He's giving her the evil eye, like, "What are you doing, woman?" Um, so Nicholas is going to save Adam. What what did you make of Humphrey here? Just as a character, playing this character in general, he was so at times random.
He was very suave and charming. Um, which I jumping ahead just a little bit, I feel like that's such a stark contrast to when he pops up during the Leviathan storyline, where he doesn't have that charm to him. But here in the early episodes during the Adam storyline, he's just so likable. Even he's evil as all can be, but he's just so likable, and he can just charm his way around. It seems like almost any situation.
Well, I mean, let's all be fair here. When I mean, none of us have spent our punishment evenings in hell. I mean, to be fair, uh, it's you're right. He is one of the most charmed, but I honestly feel this is more of a. I'm convinced every time I go back and rewatch Nicholas, especially this is sort of a precursor for Potope almost. Potope is a bit
Hmm.
charming the way Nicholas is to a degree. He's and it's weird. It's like really this guy. He's evil. Don't get me wrong. He does things that are dastardly as hell. Um, and more so, the person he does them first to, you would think, oh, he's going to do it first to a mortal. No, no, no. Person he does it most to, really. There's things he does do, but I would say from not just a psychology standpoint, but from a physical standpoint, is Angelique herself as Cassandra. Because he causes her to age too. This is after Barnabas has caused her to age. This time he's going to get rid of her for a time being and turn her into a vampire. But he goes, if you can go to Barnabas and convince him to love you, I'll lift the curse. I'm thinking that this man knows what he's doing. Oh shit! What did you think of that?
Diabolical for sure. Yeah, he totally knew that it wasn't going to happen. He knew she was going to fail, that she was going to fall ultimately in his clutches there.
Yeah, I mean, because he's mad at her for trying to kill Adam. Because she has this argument with him, like, you knew if he died, this would cause my dream curse to work. And he's like, I don't care. He goes, you got to realize we let you come back. And he keeps saying we. We're like, who's we? We're going to come to learn even Nicholas is working for somebody. And now I'm going to say the devil. Now on the show, it's Diablos, which is the devil. Uh, what did you think of the hell set here?
The set was pretty cool, and the devil or Diablos, whatever you want to refer to him as, it's like, oh, okay, Emperor Palpatine's here too.
He definitely is. I like he. We do. Nicholas sort of does feel like he gets all these cool gadgets. He gets a cool gadget. He gets the mirror, which Angelique doesn't have, which he's able to see. He also has healing powers, which he claims he. Oh, I don't have any healing magic. It's like bullshit, bullshit. When he's needing help because Adam is sick. Uh, Angelique, who's being very naughty as the vampire, at first she attacks Joe. Well, she eventually attacks Barnabas, which weakens Adam's ass very badly. And go find Molly Puppy. And as that happens, Julia goes to Nicholas's house with a stake. Quite literally, she pulls a stake out and lays it on the table. And she's like, where's the coffin?" I mean, she's all business here. Uh, And he goes, I don't know where to call what coffin. He talked about. She goes, look, I'm not pulling the punches. The best thing you can do, stake her in the heart. That'll get rid of her. She gives him a shot that she gave Barnabas when he was a vampire. This works on both men, both Adam and Barnabas, though it's not done. It's not done both laying in the same room. Barnabas is laying in the woods, sort of uh, hurting. I know I'm jumping around, but to your point too, to the Leviathans, you're right. Nicholas is not lovable at all in that. He's not, and you can't. That's the thing. He is playing the same exact character. He's playing this, it's Nicholas Blair, but he's not. He's not charming at all. But I sort of with the Leviathans though too. I don't feel you need Humpert there if you're going to have Sky Rumson and give Sky Rumson some actual powers, which they don't. They don't give Sky Rumson. They give Sky Rumson money, but it's like Sky's reveal was like, okay, okay, uh, like really did, but good reveal, good twist, good plot twist, but Nicholas is a lot more diabolical than Sky. It feels like he's more there to babysit Sky Rumson and Angelique's marriage after this. And then Angelique just leaves. So you're only babysitting one, but she doesn't need babysat. Uh, Nicholas Humpert here, he his first real plan of action too is there's a handyman that played by Don Briscoe named Tom Jennings, who works for Barnabas, who works for people. Yes, Barnabas has hired a handyman not named Willie Loomis. What a crime! And Tom Jennings, Tom Jennings, played by Don Briscoe, is going to get bit. He's he's your first fatality of Angelique, if you will. What did you think of that?
I was really wondering who in the world the vampire was. And this the new handyman, I was like, okay, who's this guy? And he's already getting attacked. I'm like, okay, great. Is he gonna be dead? Is he gonna, you know, come back? What are we gonna do with this character?
They do bring him back as a vampire, which there's an interview about this on on our radio show. It's Don Briscoe, it's Humphrey Allen Ostrander, it's Jonathan Frid, it's Grayson Hall, uh, Adam himself. They're they're being interviewed about this. So this is a really interesting contrast because you're right. They did. This is sort of your first mysterious vampire. They're not going to keep it mysterious for too long. This isn't quite fully Roxanne Drew here. They're gonna. It's Angelique. Uh, Sort of bride of Dracula or daughter of Dracula, if you will, esque white gown, but blonde hair, and it shows that they have had her ditch the lake. Thank God. Uh, I mean, I'm sorry, Dessa. Yeah, they had her ditch the wig, and so Tom is also going to be your vampire, and this is going to. They're making Joe Haskell the big victim here for the most part. Joe's kind of in a mental state here, um, which this is going to cause Barnabas to become the ultimate vampire hunter because he's not a vampire himself anymore. But he knows the game better than anybody, and why the hell not? Um, what'd you think of Barnabas the Vampire Hunter here?
I think they couldn't have made a better choice since he's been there. He knows how they think. He knows how they feel. He knows pretty much almost anything about them. So, I mean, I think I'd rather trust him going after the vampire than like sending someone like Professor Stokes or someone else.
Yeah, they don't really see somebody play the role of hunter too much outside of Barnabas, and really the next person we really see is Edward Collins kind of playing Monster Hunter. in 1897, but he's hunting everything. He's hunting vampires, werewolves. That dude's a one man army. Um, sort of. He's on the hunt. Uh, but yeah, you're right. Barnabas has, and they have a lot going on too. This is sort of what it's crazy how quickly Nicholas arrives because it feels like he's not around a lot. Like he's not around a long time, but he's around longer than Rory Wallace's character Eve.
Hmm.
Eve is, which we're going to get into that here in a minute, because so we have Humpert's character and Adam. They want to mate for Eve. They're pushing for this whole mate thing. This is so they dig up a body, um, which is going to be Eve. Which turns out the woman Eve has the soul of a woman who was a criminal, was a murderess, or whatever she was. Uh, who knew Peter Bradford. It's a small world, kids. Uh, I gotta ask you, what did you think of all that? Marie Wallace's character, absolutely stunning, by the way. But what did you think of her character?
Definitely the evilest female, I'm sorry, most evil female character we've seen since Laura Collins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she's she's bad to the bone. I mean, you kind of Adam's been sort of evil leading up to this too. Like he's done some things. I'll kidnap Victoria Winters. If you don't do this for me, I'll do this. I mean, he and Adam will deliver on a threat now. I mean, he tried to manhandle Carolyn because he had the hots for her. It's Nancy Barrett, who wouldn't? But I mean, come on. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. But I do think with Adam himself that uh, him wanting a bride, they've sort of went back to the roots of Frankenstein's monster here, but they're sort of, yeah, you could say they're doing Bride of Frankenstein, but they're more doing the Adam and Eve storyline mixed with Bride of Frankenstein. Because they're kind of taken from the Bible, but with the whole Adam and Eve concept. Even Nicholas brings this up. Who was the first two people that sang? It was Adam and Eve. So they're kind of taken from the Bible, plus with Frankenstein's monster, plus with Bride of Frankenstein. I think you sort of start to feel sorry for Adam too, because even Eve is lying to him. She's deceiving him. And yes, she is lying to her ass off to Nicholas. Um, by the way, Adam's gonna kill Eve. Yes, you heard this correctly. Uh, so what did you think of all this? I mean, Nicholas has fallen for Maggie Evans, by the way, too. So what did you think of all this craziness going on? I mean,
I wonder what the writers were thinking with all this and how much pressure there was to wrap up the storyline simultaneously. Because we do have all of this going on. We have Eve going back in time and um, talking to Peter Bradford and grabbing the family history, and her working with Angelique so she can do so. We have the Nicholas thing with Maggie, like you said, which almost seemed like it just came out of almost out of nowhere for me, anyway. Um, and we have the whole Barnabas being victim. It just seemed like it was starting to get a little out of hand, but definitely most interesting in my opinion, during the Adam storyline during this section, especially when from the time Eve opens her eyes.
mhm. Yeah, her death comes almost too quick for me. I mean, they got. I give the writers credit for writing for all these characters because it couldn't have been easy.
Mhm.
And you had in that you're adding Satan, you're adding Diablos. Uh, I got a question about that coming up here, but you got that going on. You got the love. Nicholas falling for Maggie. It's like, really, dude, really, you're a warlock. Aren't you supposed to be the right hand of Satan here? Like, you need to get a woman now? No, you don't. Angelique's trying has bitten Barnabas, and they've sent Barnabas's ass to Wincliffe. So Jonathan Frid is wrote off television for a little bit here. They're giving him a break. He needs it too. um, I'd probably say Jonathan asked for time off. I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm not. So don't quote me on that one. But he would need it. I mean, dude's been busy. Dude's been busy since the show took off. I mean, with his character caused all that in every way, shape, and form. But I agree with you. I think the writers are kind of overdoing themselves here, but with all these characters. I don't hate this storyline. It's just crazy because here's this warlock who's charming as hell, but he's performing these evil deeds. I love Humford's character to death because he's charming, and when he's on screen, he's just a joy to watch. He steals a lot of scenes here, and then you don't get just his introduction. You get the introduction of Don Briscoe's Chris Jennings, and I think Nicholas himself is when he pulls the stake out of the heart of Tom Jennings. Okay, I need you to kidnap Victoria Winter. Like what? You need to kidnap Victoria Winters, because he's desperate. I mean, the Diablos has given him 48 hours to make Adam another mate. I'm giving you that's not enough time. I don't care. So there's no negotiation with the devil. What did you think of the devil's ultimatum to Nicholas here?
It was nice to see Nicholas actually scared of somebody. So we've seen Angelique scared uh, of what Barnabas is going to become in 1795, and we've seen her scared of Nicholas, and now Nicholas, who's always calm and cool, now he's scared because his big boss is like, okay, you've got to get this done. I want this done now, and if you're not going to deliver, I'm taking you out.
Okay, so in the 60s, we're going to put ourselves in the 60s. You could have casted any actor as Satan himself. Who would you have cast?
Hmm. I know. I seriously doubt they could have gotten this individual, especially him living in California and the show being filmed in New York. But I kind of would like to have seen Vincent Price.
Yes, 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 absolutely. Why not? I mean, he would have been in Dan's wheelhouse. So um, now I'm going to go a lot more calmer individual too. Oh, well, Vince Price could be calm, but a more sort of laid back, but yet menacing voice. I'm going to go Rod Serling. I mean, the host of the Twilight
Hmm.
Zone. Uh, he was just fucking amazing. But yeah, Vincent Price is a great choice. They don't now. To be clear, the Devils in a row. We don't exactly see who's under there. Um, by the way, this is another reason this storyline is getting rushed on. Dan Curtis was getting letters and getting sued by some religious folks because they weren't happy the devil was on the show. It's like, wait a second, wait a second. There was a woman who was lighting people on fire. Like, where were you? Um, but people were getting loss of blood. Willie was getting beat like a redheaded stepchild. That's okay. But saying that, God damn it, we're drawing the line. Yeah, okay. Uh, do you think they actually watched the show?
Oh, probably not.
Yeah,
Probably not.
I'm with you on that. Like, I think somebody was just like channel surfing one day and they saw this dude. That's Satan. We got to make a phone call. That's probably what happened. Like seriously, like come on now. But yeah, so they're rushing this along because of that too, and they're trying to get to the next storyline, which is gonna be Quentin. It's a big one. It's gonna be 1897. Don Briscoe is gonna return. By the way, they pull a nice little trick here with the chroma key. You're going to see Don Briscoe as Chris Jennings, and you're going to see Don Briscoe as Tom Jennings outside the window at Nicholas's house, which is really, really cool. Um, so there you go. Some really, really cool stuff that they pull here. So you do get another character for Don Briscoe to play. He's not gone. He's going to stick around for a little while. Um, I'm trying to think of anything Humbert wise to ask you because there's so many things here that what what did you think that we were gonna get another vampire storyline when Nicholas showed up here?
No, I didn't think so at all.
Yeah, yeah, me neither. I mean, because when you're watching the show, it's like, okay, how's this Nicholas guy gonna be a menace, right? And well, he's got a plan, and he's gonna execute his master's plan, or as he calls him, Diabolus. Uh, Barnabas goes to Wincliffe for a while, so when he comes back, when that's the thing too. By the way, Barnabas is if you want somebody to babysit your children, don't let Barnabas. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Because then they'll be possessed by a ghost. Uh, you've heard me correctly. They are possessed by the ghost of Quentin, if it is indeed Quentin. But still, what did you make it? Because Humphrey plays more characters. He plays Evan Hanley, obviously in 1897. Who is your favorite character Nicholas plays?
Definitely Nicholas the first time, but I would put a close second Evan Hanley.
Yeah, yeah, because what we Evan is also into the occult like Quentin. They're kind of friends. Evan's a very underhanded lawyer. He's on Quentin's side more so than the family side. Until that changes eventually a little bit. He gets fired as the family lawyer, if he, rightfully so. Uh, so, my favorite incarnation of him, he was really great as Charles Dawson,
Mm.
as the evil prosecuting attorney. Uh, it's a better take than what we see in 1897. Because in my, like, again, you end up, the makeup job that they give that dude for the hand of Potofi, I do not know. That is just some hideous looking stuff. Yeah, yeah, your face gets messed up when the hand of Potofi gets upset because you playing with it. It's sort of like a Chucky doll, but worse. Uh, in many ways, it has its own attitude. It really does. You've seen Child's Play, right? I mean,
Mhm.
okay. Um, what did you make of? Let me see. Humpert's chemistry with the cast.
Oh, he had great chemistry with the cast. I think he could have acted along anybody, even the ones he didn't get to act alongside of.
Yeah, it would have been because he does get to act alongside uh, the character of Adam. Uh, he gets along Eve, uh, Catherine Lee Scott's character Maggie, Victoria Winters, both Vicky Winters actually. I think Alexander and Betsy Durkin. Um, he get Don Briscoe, Jonathan Frid. I'm trying to think of everybody he interacts with. Laura Parker. I think he has the same with Professor Stokes. I can't quite remember. Uh, but just anybody he interacts with, he does have an interaction with Liz and Murat and Lewis Edmonds, obviously. Because he goes, that's sort of the weird part too. When they're when they go up to the room, I don't know if it's his room or Roger's room. I think it's Roger's room because again they're letting him stay at Collinwood first. before he stays at his own house, before they give him his own house or whatever. And he's then talking to the portrait of Angelique. I'm like, where are you? Like, um, by the way, he actually has a confrontation scene with the ghost of Reverend Trask. What did you think of that, by the way?
Well, that was really cool, especially since he had so much power over Trask until Trask pulled the cross on him. And Trask was like, "You can't control me." I'm like, "Well, he kind of is."
Yeah, like, yeah, yeah, no, no, I can't control you. I'm not, I'm powerful. Which he is. So he finds Angelique, and yes, he brings Cassandra back from the beyond, and everybody's shocked to see Cassandra, and Barnabas just is not happy. Like, oh Jesus, now we got two to deal with, which is awesome, really cool. Let me see here. What did you make of Cassandra, Laura Parker's?
It was okay. It was just weird seeing her in dark hair. I prefer her with her natural blonde hair. And I heard somewhere that they tried multiple hair colors, and that was, I guess, the only one that worked. But
Yeah,
eh.
yeah, it's really interesting too because I mean, I get why they give her dark hair because they kind of need her to look a little different. But are you really hiding Laura Parker's beauty? Not really. Sorry about that. My son's talking to me. But yeah, sorry, she is so beautiful. It's like you're not really hiding Laura Parker, are you? No, you're not. It's just you're not doing that at all. But what they do, what I love, what they do most with her here with Cassandra is the dream curse. Is before Nicholas shows up. That stuff is awesome right there. What did you make of the dream curse?
It was really cool and stuff. I remember seeing snippets of it. The first thing of Dark Shadows I ever saw was the best of VHS, and I
Mhm.
remember at least one snippet in there. I was like, "Oh, well, cool. I wonder what that is," and find out later on. Um, I kind of wish though the Dream Curse had maybe expanded to a few other characters because it never touches Liz or Roger.
Yeah, well, it doesn't touch Liz is because of out of respect for Naomi. Liz looks like Naomi, is why. Remember, Naomi was the only person nice to Angelique. Um, she gave them the house. She gave them the old house as a wedding present. Uh, what nice wedding present. Nice wedding present to have. But that's what they do. They don't like they don't have hair touch Roger or Liz, other than like a little bit of possession here or there for Roger. But the dream curse doesn't touch Roger. Like Roger, like thinks he's Joshua for a moment.
Hmm.
So which is just crazy. But yeah, I don't have any questions for you about Nicholas anymore. Oh wait, Mrs. Johnson's son was there for a short spell. They had that character sort of working for Barnabas, then working for Nicholas. What did you make of that character?
More like a Willie stand-in because I don't think
Yeah,
Willie was in many of these episodes at this point.
yeah, I don't either. Uh, I have no more questions for you. Is there anything you want to add before we go?
Um, I've always kind of thought about this one. Um, what would you have thought if they had made Charles Dawson in 1840 like an original incarnation of Nicholas?
Yeah. How's next Sunday for you? You good?
Um, I might be able to swing that one actually.
Okay, if not, let me know. I have a perfect topic for you. Let's talk House of Dark Shadows, the first Dark Shadows movie, because it needs discussing. Again, so and then then I'll have a very interesting topic for you about the show. So next Sunday we're going to cover House of Dark Shadows. ED man, have a safe and Merry Christmas, dude.
Thank you, and you too.
Bye bye, man.
Bye.